continue with our practice.
All things considered, I am doing well. How is everything with you? I am sorry to hear that. What is wrong, my friend? It changes you forever, doesn't it? I am sorry for your loss. If only there were a way to turn back time. Alas, we cannot. We can remember, though. At least we have that. The joyful agony we feel when we recall the loved and lost is important. It describes their significance, even in death. I know, my friend, I know. You probably always will, but it does get a little easier. Trust me. Yes, it is. It is the reason I turned to skooma. Hiding from that anguish does not work, though. It is better to let it out if you can, when you are ready.
Lady Atia has already arranged for me to perform in the court of the Jarl of Falkreath.
That happens to me too. When it does, I try to remember them during some happy moment. It dulls the pain a little. I remember my mother and father reading to me, taking turns to do the voices in the story. How they made each other laugh. I remember Fergus getting his head caught in a basket and us both rolling about, giggling, trying to free him. I remember family hunting trips and the look of pride and amazement on my mother's face when I shot my first bird out of the sky. When I forget, then realize my family are gone, I visit them in these memories. It is a poor substitute, but a lot better than nothing. Indeed. Even now it is hard to accept I will never see Fergus or my parents again. I cannot control that, but they are a part of me still. They are in every tear, every song, and every smile. I believe I am lucky to have been gifted knowledge of their souls before they passed on, but sometimes it is a heavy gift to bear.
Your solo performance is about
That is a wonderful compliment to them. What do you think they would tell you if they were here now?
Converted the classic tale of Ildi the Bear to be performed with drums. I think you'll be impressed.
I'll be the judge.
A little harsh, but who am I to argue? They clearly had your best interests at heart. They seem to be alive and well in you. Remember them, but try not to let grief drag you down. It will always be there, but you can make room for it. Those we cared about in life would not want to be a burden in death. I am sure of it. They live on in you, my friend. The ripples they sent out as they went through life are still being felt. They are alive every time you talk or think about them. Never forget that.
I think Ildi's better than Dee
Sure.
actually knows. She just gets intimidated.
After everything you have already been through, I doubt future events will give you any trouble. Of course you are. There are many ways in which someone can be strong, but above all else it is willpower and spirit that tend to win through. You have a lot of both. That may be true, but your adaptability is unsurpassed. As a result, your limits are dwindling. There is nothing you cannot handle. Count on it. Ifs, buts, and maybes, my friend. They often kill success before it has had a chance. Fail or win, none of your doubts will matter in the long run. All you can do is try. As long as you do that, there is hope. That is your choice. Perhaps another brave soul will take on the challenge in your stead. You may be the most capable, but without the will to act, that means very little. Do you want to give up? That is only natural. You must do what your heart tells you, but do not live in fear of failure. I will have your back either way. For what it is worth, there are usually less regrets down the path of action. It is your choice in the end, but I say go for it.
be performed with drums. I think you'll be impressed.
Sure.
I'll be the judge of that. Now back to your practice.
Let's see. I once put a dead spider in bed with Fergus while he was snoozing. My mother walked in, saw the spider, and screamed. The noise awoke my brother. Startled, he sat bolt upright, simultaneously banging his head on the bottom of my bunk and launching the dead spider across the room. My mother deflected the flying spider into the hearth and it went up in flames. Fergus rolled out of bed onto the floor unconscious. That is when my father came home.
Been working on
I had some major explaining to do.
classics.
I'll be the judge of that. Now back to your practice.
My father did not think so, but yes, it still makes me smile. Anyway, everyone was okay, and that night I found a charred spider in my bed, so Fergus got his own back.
You there.
Sure.
Performed your voice exercises today.
Are you a little low or drowning in a pool of hopelessness?
Yes, well, see that you keep at it.
I hate that feeling. Everything is too much trouble and your brain feels like it is stuck in the mud or something. Well, you managed to get rest this morning. That is quite an achievement. For me at least, the feeling comes and goes. When it is bad, forcing myself into action is almost impossible. But if I manage to get going, things become a little easier. Yes, I find that too. If my attention span is not also suffering.
Performed your voice
You know, I can be pretty distracting.
Yes, madam. I know I have a lot to work on.
Yes, well, see that you keep at it.
Sure.
That's all.
Of course. Remember, I am always here if you want to talk. I'm thinking how happy I am you have given me another chance. I will not waste it.